This is exciting.
I know.
Welcome to Peanut HQ.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. So, newly mum to Ray.
Yeah, fresh.
How's it going?
It is incredibly amazing.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, but wow.
Sleeping?
Wow. Getting there. We are getting there. She's starting to learn that sleep is quite fun. She has parties through the night, but I join her, and I'm like, but no, it's phenomenal. But no one tells you, do they?
You never really know. How was your
Until-
birth story?
So I didn't really have the choice to have a vaginal birth.
Yeah.
I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Wanted to try at least. But I had a cesarean. It was the best thing for health and safety, both of us.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I think I just being handed a baby and then sent away after 30 hours of major surgery is quite.
It's brutal, isn't it?
Brutal.
I had a C-section
You
with
did?
both of mine
Oh,
too.
amazing.
Also same, it wasn't a choice, but
Yeah.
then it's how it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a bit like, what should I do? Should I I can't really move,
Move.
but should I just pick up my baby then? And start? That's it's
look
quite a
after
lot.
yourself whilst
Right.
looking after them, and
Right.
then
Stairs, weird.
stairs strange. Yeah, just lying down strange.
Go
Like,
to the toilet.
Matt had to
Terrifying.
help me.
Yeah, me
Literally lowering
Yeah,
down.
me too.
You just hand over all basic responsibilities.
You're
don't you?
it's totally frightening.
Yeah.
And you're a bit like,
Hmm.
okay, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm just gonna ease myself
Mhm.
down.
Yeah, everything. I don't think anyone really. One of my best friends had a cesarean, and she said afterwards, "Oh, I didn't quite tell you how difficult it was." And I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'm the sort of person who prefer to know.
Well,
and be
I
armed
think
with
I'm a
evidence.
bit of a I like to know, and then I can make an assessment, and then I can prepare myself.
Yeah.
But there was none of that. You're straight into it.
Yeah, and I did not know my own name for about 10 hours after. I remember FaceTiming my sister, and I don't remember it because I was just fully dazed, but I remember saying to her in a blur, I was like, "There's a baby's on my side," and she was like, "What are you on?"
Yeah.
And I didn't realise that I'd be totally zonked.
Is your how many? Just one sister?
Yeah, it's sister and a brother. So
And
I'm
they
the
older?
eldest.
You're the
Yeah,
eldest.
and I was their mummy because there's 4 years between each of us. So yes, always wanted to be a mum, but never realised just how incredible mums really are.
And is Ray the first?
Yes, a first granddaughter
Yeah.
from both
Yeah.
sides, so she is like the golden girl. Yeah,
Everyone's obsessed with her.
obsessed to the point where she no one cares about Matt and I anymore.
Yeah,
it's just fully
that's
her.
fine.
But no one did anyway, so I don't know why. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know.
That's really
It
gorgeous.
is, yeah. She's amazing, but this is the longest I've ever been away from her. which
How
is-
long? How long has this been?
I think we're on like 6 hours.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, boobs are absolutely exploding.
Aching. Yeah.
Aching, throbbing.
I love
in
that.
Heartbeat.
So how were you in terms of, if you're the first in your family, in terms of your friendship group, did you also have friends who had babies, or were you the first? How did you go about finding out what was what?
Lots of my friends have had children, and they're actually on their second and third.
Yeah.
Bow down.
Yeah.
But I actually learnt to be a doula. I trained to be a doula, and I tried to educate myself as much as I could pre-birth.
Yeah.
Through my doula training course, and then supporting other mothers. And I've always kind of been the mother of the group. I've always looked after my friends and their children.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I honestly, if you, even say on an aeroplane, if a baby was crying and the parents obviously looked dishevelled and like they needed help, I would just step in and be like, "Do you need 15 minutes?" And they were like, "Oh," and I'd love it, just bouncing and cuddling the baby.
Don't know why I've never met you before.
I can come with you anywhere. No, but that to me, I honestly gravitated towards children. Like
Yeah.
anywhere in a restaurant, they'd be like, "Oh, can you choose? You can choose your table." And Matt would just follow me, and he knew I was going straight to the table next to the baby. I've always been, even when I was like 3-4 years old, Mum would lose me, and I'd be sitting there with. She always says to Matt, I'd just be sitting there bouncing the baby on my lap, and the parents would be like, "Thank you." Then they could eat dinner with their hands.
So do you think that you already had a good understanding of what was going to happen, or do you think that you were like Googling advice and trying to find out?
I tried to stay away from Google.
Yeah.
But you can just get into a hole, like the doom, and yeah, you can't get out. And
It's frightening.
it is frightening because
Yeah.
you're looking for an answer, and then you find whatever answer your brain kind of wants, because
Yeah.
they weren't all answers. But I think as there were 4 years between Bronte and my mum just went, oh, do you mind changing Bronte's nappy? And I thought, oh, I've got myself a baby here, I can do anything. So yeah, I still think that with Aurelia, I'm like, is she actually mine, or am I just playing mummy and daddy?
Oh my God. And do you guys just go out and about and go to classes?
She straps me all the time. I actually don't go to too many classes. I feel like I should go to more. But she's so stimulated by us because we are just so all the time. But yes, she's honestly, she comes everywhere with me.
I don't know about anyone else, but I actually want to come and hang out with you. Like, I love
Yeah. So let's
So
just
at your house, bringing my kids.
Oh, please do. I'd love that.
Amazing. And do you are you having like play dates with people, or are you like?
Yeah, I think naturally with all my friends who have babies, you do just spend time with them, and yeah, it's funny. She has play dates with Hugo, our dog, all the time, who loves to just think that we don't clean her.
What
so
kind
he
of
does
dog
it.
do you have?
He's a cockapoo, but
Oh
he's
my
a bit of a clock.
That's so.
No, he's gorgeous. He's so lovely, but he is just hilarious with her.
Does he cry when she cries?
Yes, he goes in to see her when
Oh,
she's crying,
yeah.
so he tells me, he's like,
That's
"Mum,
right.
she's crying."
I know.
Oh, do you have
I've got a French bulldog, Matilda, and if Nula cries, she cries.
Does she?
Yeah, she cries.
She's a nanny, like she's our nanny dog,
She's
aren't they?
very, very protective over
Yeah.
the kids. She's like obsessed, and she particularly with Nula. But she'll do that thing where Nula's eating something, she's licking it off her face. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, but with the second, you a bit like,
You also don't
you
care.
survive.
Yeah, exactly. It will be fine.
Yeah.
But Finny just gets annoyed because Finn, that's his dog.
Oh.
So we got
Oh,
Matilda for
you've
Finn.
just
So
done half.
he's quite like,
You have to get
that's
one for
my
Nula.
dog. Yeah, I'm working on it.
A second dog, and 2 children and 2 dogs.
No, I
That's
know.
brave. That
I
is
know.
brave.
That's another
level.
That's another
Yeah.
life, isn't it?
That's
another
another
life.
yeah. Cannot overtake
When,
the next
exactly.
life.
That's late. That's later. That's later. So when you were thinking about kind of navigating motherhood,
Yes.
things like eating, sleeping, all of the stuff that you don't really anticipate how terrifying it is. How did you find your course? Were you speaking to experts? Did you find that you were quite lucky because you had a network that you could access people and expertise?
Yeah, I think I was quite naive during pregnancy to
Yeah.
think that I had enough time and that it was all going in, and you read all
Yeah.
these books, don't you?
Yeah.
You listen to podcasts, and,
Yeah.
and then you realise that once you're actually in it, you're like, oh my God, none of it was absorbed.
Yeah.
I should have really like taken note. And when it's yours, it's different, isn't it?
Totally.
'Cause, yeah, nothing really sums up just how it is. So I found a lot of, the most incredible support system through support with my brain, support with my body, sleeping and feeding, and those were 4 incredible women that I have kind of rallied around to help other women. And they really, really, I think the most invaluable thing for me was just to check in every morning to go, how was your night?
Yeah.
How can I help support you
Yeah.
today? And that for me was just better than any gadget or anything
Right.
I bought. All
The stuff.
The
you
stuff.
buy all of the stuff and then you
They don't
never
care.
use it. I know.
They literally, I really couldn't even tell me 10 years
Yeah.
down the line how many white noise machines I
That's
bought.
it.
And
It's the humanity of someone
Yeah.
just saying to you,
how are you?
you okay?
How can I help?
How can I help?
Yeah.
It's normal, or don't worry, or have you tried this?
Yeah. And I do think as well, it's such a, like everyone says, you're not handed a baby with a manual or an instruction book. And I just think that you have to experiment, you have to work out what is best for you and your family and your baby. And you've got to try all the different ways, because if someone's telling you, put them to bed after 3 hours, or put them, like all of this.
So stressful.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work after 3-4 days of trying, you're like, oh, well, something's wrong with me. And the
It's
baby's
so
broken.
stressful
Yeah.
when it's not going exactly according to plan. If you can't then go and find out, so what do you do if it doesn't doesn't work, like you've read that it's meant to work.
Exactly.
Then
you kind of just hop, don't you?
Yeah.
Like,
what's the next thing? And then you're like, okay, so now I'm trying the gentle method.
Yeah.
And then your friends are like, what's that? Don't know. Learning about
just trying
it.
just
it.
not rigid.
Exactly. So how did you find your like angel experts?
Angels. They are literally guardian angels. Through recommendation, and I think the most important thing as well is obviously social media and Peanut and all of the apps that you can get support from. I think the most important thing is just getting it from your best friends or your family that have been through motherhood, because they are the ones that are going to tell you the gritty stuff, aren't they? They're going to hopefully tell you the raw truths and go, I remember day 3 and I remember my milk coming in, or I remember day 10 when the support kind of dwindles a little bit. And
that's it. Everyone's gone back to like, real life, and you're like,
thinking that you're sort of
still here.
Yeah, still got a baby.
Still freaking out.
She's still crying.
Yeah, that's it.
I did find 6-7 months actually more difficult than the first few weeks.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Just because you do find there's a lull, the day-to-day life, like if you're not, I find if I'm not at that house and Matt's say working all day, and if I'm stuck in the house, or not stuck, but you're kind of chasing sleep, then you do just get like, I find that I just turn to my phone more than ever, almost like for a magic help, like, and sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, that's not helping me, so I should probably go back to the community of mums that I found on Peanut and through my best friends, and I genuinely think that is the most incredible thing as a mother. And I don't know if you find this, but I think social media has lost the nighttime mum. As in, you never see the nighttime mum. Out and about, you never see her on social media. You only know her through your friends. And the daytime mum, you see her on the tube, you see her in the coffee shop. But the nighttime mum is
so
the
lonely.
Loneliest time.
It's so lonely. It's the loneliest thing in the world, where you feel like you're the only person awake.
Yeah.
No one is awake. No one's doing what you're doing. No one's baby must be doing what you're doing.
No one's listening to screaming.
You're frightened of the noise. I actually remember bringing Finn home and him crying like through the night. And my reaction was, I wonder what the neighbours think.
Yeah.
The neighbours care.
We can't even hear it. It's because we're so attuned.
But you're so like obsessed by it. I remember it so clearly. I had it less actually with Nula, but with Finley in particular, it added so much to my anxiety and the stress, and I felt like he never slept. So I was definitely one of those people who Finley didn't really sleep. Actually, it felt like ever.
Is he not sleeping at 8?
He sleeps now. I can confirm. But I felt yes, exactly. I'm like, get out of bed. But I felt like he never slept in the day, and he never slept really at night. And so I was constantly, as you say, chasing sleep. I felt constantly exhausted. And it got to the point where I didn't know what to do, and I was in a fortunate enough position to have someone, a sleep trainer, who would help me get into routines, and it worked for us and it worked for me. But I'm very aware, and have always been very aware, that that's very specific to me and my life, and it's not really accessible to everyone. What do you think about that and your experience, and how do you feel about kind of access to experts?
Well, that's kind of why I created Babyhood. At 3 days old, Aurelia was 3 days old, and I said to Matt, surely there is somewhere where all the experts are in one space, and you can access them. They're affordable. They're not £250 for an hour consultation, which you in desperate need you pay.
That's right.
I bought all these courses from this American expert that was just telling me basically to let her cry out, and I was like, why have I spent all this money for her to tell me that? I wanted to make sure that everyone could get the support that I did, and I was lucky enough to receive. And for me, I think it's the mothers that don't have, or the parents that don't have family close by to them, that aren't like 2 hours in driving time, because they are the ones that need that community and that support if they don't have friends and family close to them, because they feel like they are just doing it on their own. And I think it's the most incredible gift that you can give someone is access to support experts and mothers themselves. Between all of us, I think we have 10 children between all 5 of us, and they've all been through it at different stages. They're all in different, like Anna, the sleeping expert, has 3 children under She had 3 children under 4 at one point, and
wow,
she's been through it. She knows exactly. So and she is the one person in 8 months who I don't think has not messaged me one day. She hasn't missed one day asking how I am, and she's the one with 3 children, but she knows how important it is.
And how it feels.
Yeah.
So Peanut is launching Peanut Pro.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Your baby has just popped out another baby.
It's another baby.
Yeah,
it's
a
part of
professional
the baby. It's another baby, the growing Peanut.
Yes.
So little Peanut is launching Peanut Pro, and Peanut Pro is really kind of what you've just said. It's democratizing access to experts and being able to speak to people, ask questions, access the kind of expertise and support that you need, which you haven't been able to get, which isn't universally kind of accessible. What do you think?
Phenomenal. It's so needed. And I do think
that was like a leading question. Do you like it?
You
what
must
do you
like
think?
it.
Yeah.
No, it's
What do you think?
absolutely. I think it's just every single mother needs Peanut in their pocket. It's literally like having a best friend in your pocket, isn't it? And I think, as well as the pros, mothers will feel like they're kind of the experts as well, because you are the expert in your baby, aren't you? You know your baby more than anyone.
That's exactly
so
right.
you are the expert, and I think we all doubt ourselves, but to have that backup from the pros to go, no, you're doing the right thing for you and your family.
Yeah.
And to just explore different people that maybe you wouldn't meet in real life, and that's the beauty of an app, that you can just click and speak to them and learn about their courses that they're providing and everything that they believe in. Yeah.
And I'm really excited to announce, it's like an exclusive, you're going to be one of our founding pros.
That's going to be tattooed on my forehead. A Peanut Pro.
It's actually part of becoming a Peanut Pro.
I signed the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Can I have a pink?
Yeah.
Of course.
Obviously.
How incredible though. Thank you. I think.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
But how amazing! How did you decide that you were going to unleash this new side of Peanut?
It was something that we could see happening anyway. We don't allow selling at the moment on Peanut, and it's something that we've never permitted because we don't want women to feel at a time that they're vulnerable and asking questions that they're being sold to. And yet what we could see is that women were really wanting to ask for expertise and support and help. And actually, we want to acknowledge women and what they're doing for us. When someone supports you and helps you, you want to say thanks so much for that, right? You don't want to just be like, I'll just take that. Bye. You want to acknowledge it. So being able to access that support is really important. And so we could see women who were like sharing Venmo links, like, let me buy you a coffee, you really helped me today, and really trying to be supportive. And we were like, wait, we can build that. Mm-hmm. That we can help with. We know that there are brilliant experts and pros who want to be able to share their expertise and information. And we know our user base want to say thanks and acknowledge it. So it's democratizing access to expertise. And it's also enabling women to make their money, because my God, if we are working for it and we have an expertise, we deserve to be paid for it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so there is so much content that is created on so many platforms where women are unable to monetize it. And that never sits well with me. There's nothing that anyone does for Peanut or on Peanut that we don't pay for. So similarly, our user base want to recognise it, and we're going to give them the tools to do it. So I'm so excited about it. And I'm really, really excited that you're joining us. Thank you.
You are so welcome. It's going to be revolutionary, honestly.
I think so. Right, I'm very excited. We're going in for this or that.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Night in or night out?
Night in, absolutely.
Me time or family time?
Family time. What's me time?
Yeah, remind me. Good eater or good sleeper?
Good sleeper, please.
Yes, agreed.
Help.
Online shopping or shop in store?
Online, yeah.
Everything.
But need to learn how to take things back. Yeah.
I've got a pile.
It's
bad. It's bad. Zara is like,
yeah.
It's not ideal.
Come and pick them up, Zara.
Yeah, I need to get,
imagine.
Please. Or a new business.
Yeah.
Peanut next. Okay.
Peanut pickup.
Yeah.
Oh! The peanut pickup for mums that can't take that. Trademark. Yeah.
No one do that. Shower in peace or pee in peace?
Oh. Do we pee in the shower though?
Oh. Do we?
we have to?
Do we have
Never
to?
be in the
It's
bath,
me.
but
Never.
yeah, you do two birds with one stone. Shower piece.
Shower piece.
Don't mind pee on the lap.
Give up wine or give up coffee?
Oh, I would hate to give up coffee, give up wine.
Oh.
Yeah. I love coffee. No, I can't. Well, actually, rosé. I'll be alright.
Yeah, okay.
Need the coffee.
Clean up poop or clean up puke? Oh, it's a disaster when you've got that poop that...
Oh, it goes all the way up, especially with girls. But then I don't have any experience with the boys.
Well, I can tell
The
you.
balls, yeah. I think, I'm so used to sick, but so used to poo. Clean up poo. Because sick just reminds me of my pregnancy.
Yeah, and the smell actually lingers in the nostril.
It does, whereas poo, you're just like, oh, go on. Just.
I know, but sometimes it gets so ingrained in the vest and then it's just a write-off.
Oh, yeah.
You can't save it.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I've had quite a lot of those.
Have you?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
8 years of parenting.
Yeah. It's not ideal.
But the sick,
Yeah, the smell.
The smell just reminds me of my entire 9 months.
I understand. Yeah, I had that too. The whole time, yeah, you knew that. Yeah.
With a girl. There we
Yeah,
go, it's a
the
girl.
girls. The
Yeah.
girls. That was it.
Oh, that was it.
That was
Fantastic.
it. It was very quick. Yes, you won.
Yes.
You're a peanut
I want to have the tattoo removed.
That's it. No, it's not
Sorry.
removable.
No.
No.
Sharpie.
No.
Oh,
that was
thank
perfect.
you.
So good.